Hey girl, hey! Welcome to Girl You Can Do Anything, the podcast for single mamas reclaiming their power and rewriting their narrative. I'm your host, Ambria McDonald, educator, advocate, and yes girl, a single mama. I'm on a mission to heal, grow, and glow from the inside out. So I created a space for women just like me. If you're looking to level up your life while raising your mini, you have found the right place. Welcome back, ladies. It is episode 7. Thank you so much for continuing to rock and roll with me. To the new baddies with babies who have found us, hey girl, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Okay, y'all, so this season has been all about redefining who you are, realignment, coming into agreement with the life that you are creating for yourself and for your mini. So today's episode is all about how we're going to be thinking in order to achieve that next level. But before we get into that, I wanted to tell you a little quick story. So when I was in high school, I used to date this guy, and he would literally lie by omission. Like, he wouldn't tell an outright lie. Well, maybe he did. But like, he would often lie by omission. And to validate his lying by omission, he would be like, if you ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers. What? Like, are you dumb? No, that's not okay. But like, now that I think back on it, I'm like, actually, I appreciate the foolishness that I went through with him, because he made me think outside of the box a lot of times to elicit the response, the answer that I was looking for. And to be honest, that relationship was hella toxic, and clearly we're not together anymore. But dating him completely changed my perspective about the art of inquiry, or how you ask questions. While I was dating him, I literally learned how to ask the right questions to get the right answers. But let's be clear, y'all are not new to this. This is literally things that teachers do every single day. That's their job, to take you from a place of this basic recall line of questionings and thoughts, and take you all the way to a place where you can be creative with the thing that they have taught you. And so it's actually called Bloom's Taxonomy. Bloom's Taxonomy is a 6-level tiered system that helps students to think critically about whatever subject that they are learning. Like when we learned the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The fact that I can remember what it's called, the fact that I can recall the actual formula is basic recall. But for me to go higher up in the Bloom's Taxonomy chart, I would have to be asked different questions. And so today, I want to take some time with you to talk about how we're asking ourselves questions to elicit what we like to call higher order thinking. Since we are in a season of alignment and realignment, we have to be asking ourselves higher order types of questions. We really can be who we want to be, do what we want to do, but in order for us to actually materialize those things, we have to ask ourselves different sets of questions so that we can move from one place to another. Using Bloom's Taxonomy today, we're going to walk through how you can go from basic recall and remembering style questions to creative style questions to help you level up your life. So at level 1, you have remembering. Remembering is the foundation. It's the place where we are recalling a fact. In our case, we could be recalling how something, someplace, someone made us feel. We would be asking ourselves questions like, how did this situation affect my energy? How did that person make me feel? For example, I recently started walking 10,000 steps a day, whether that's at the track or it's outside around the neighborhood. But honey, the waist is starting to snap. But not only that, like, my spirit is actually feeling a lot lighter too. And so because it's something that I am remembering that I like in this current season that I'm in my transition from one place to another, that's something I want to do more of. So ask yourself, how are these things making me feel? Is it something I want to do more of or get rid of? Okay. Level 2. Level 2 is all about understanding. How are you grasping the information? For us, it is clarifying what's actually happening, what's going on behind the scenes. We can ask ourselves questions like, what pattern do I keep repeating? Why am I stuck in the same cycle over and over again? What beliefs am I holding on to that no longer serve me? Are these beliefs even things that I believe in, or are there things that I grew up in because they were culture in the family? What environments am I in that make me shut down or make me thrive? When we have answers to those types of questions, it helps you understand where your control center is, where your decision-making center is. If that inner compass is off or needs to be recalibrated as of life situations, then this is the level in which we start asking ourselves questions to assess and to reassess really what's going on in our current state of life. Okay, so level 3. Level 3 is all about applying the knowledge that you have learned. So if we're looking to level up our life, for us, we need to be asking questions like, how can I apply what I learned from my last relationship to set better boundaries for myself? Or how can I use my natural gifts to create and generate more income? Or lastly, what is one small habit I can do today that will get me to my next place? This level of thinking is all about making the healing part of what you've identified, what you've remembered, what you understand about yourself practical. This is the part where they say, you know better, you do better. This is the do better part, okay? Okay, the application, we gonna do better, all right. So level 4 is all about analyzing. It's the level of questions where you literally have to start thinking critically. The first 3 levels of Bloom Taxonomy are all about the basic recall and the application. The second half of Bloom's Taxonomy gets into critical thinking. You're not just applying the information anymore. Now you are breaking it apart. You're looking at it from different angles. You're trying to see different viewpoints. And so for us, when we are thinking about leveling up our life, getting from one place to the next, we start to ask ourselves questions like, why did I tolerate certain behaviors in previous relationships? That could be with family members, friends, relationships, like love relationships. It could also be asking yourself, what role did I play in the situations in my life that were pretty terrible? Or you can ask, what role did I play in patterns that I want to break? Or it could be something as simple as, is the way that I'm dressing a reflection of who I am or who I want to be? Y'all know I'm a broken record for going to therapy. This is the level where therapy is super beneficial, super helpful. Not to say that the first 3 levels aren't, but I'm also saying this is the level analytically, critically, where therapy can help illuminate some of those blind spots, some of those belief systems that are outdated, that are broken. Okay, the last 2 levels are probably my favorite. For me, they are very liberating. They make me feel so free when I'm thinking about them. So level 5 is all about evaluating. When we are evaluating, we're thinking not only about it critically, not only assessing it from different angles, now we are making decisions. This is the place where we really define who we are, who we want to be. What do we see for ourselves next? What do we see for our family, for our bloodline? This is where we have weighed options, we have made judgment calls, and we really choose what actually aligns with our new value system. So we start asking questions like, what does it mean to stand on business about me? Where are there places where I'm not going to compromise? This level is all about being active, not passive, in planning, evaluating the next phase of your life, defining it. What do you really want? The last level at the top of Bloom's Taxonomy pyramid is creating. This is the place where you have full creative liberty. You can do whatever it is that you want. Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? Who do you want to speak to? How do you want to engage with other individuals? What types of foods do you want to eat? How active do you want to be? Do you want to weight lift 3 times a week and then do yoga 4 times a week? This is the place where you create the life that you want, where you birth the vision that you have for your life. In this area, I'm going to push you to dream big, colossal, gargantuous, massive, bigger than you'd have never thought of before. Seriously. Start asking yourself questions like those very deep existential type questions, like, what is the life I want really look like? Recently, I wrote out everything I wanted to do for a year and the cost. For example, I want to travel 4 times a year. I want to go to a spa day at least once a month where I get a facial and a massage and a mud bath, right? I want to have a gym membership. I want to be able to go out on the weekends for brunch at least once a month. I want to have money for gift giving and benevolence. So I wrote all of these things out and I put a price tag on them. And at the end of my list, I totaled the price tag up. And in my mind, that price tag is the minimum amount of money that I must make annually in a salary. And yes, it sounds crazy. I don't have a job in sight. I don't know what the role is called, but I do know what the figure should look like. And so this is me thinking critically, creatively about the life that I want to build. So I'm pushing you to do the same. What does the life look like that you actually want to live? Do my same activity. Write out everything that you want to do. Like whatever that looks like for you and for your life, no matter how big, crazy, outlandish it may sound. Write it down, tally it up. Believe in it in faith that you'll one day put yourself in a position to receive every single thing that you defined for the life that you want to create for you and your many. Okay, girl, that is it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this message blessed you in some capacity today. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, girlies. Until next time. Bye.